Hello everyone, this is Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. So I'm doing my last of these first pairings with the Horizon Spirits. I've got Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. I know last week I had said that I was going to pair them with Volcano, but I'm actually going to try them with Serpent. Serpent I have not played against Habsburg yet with, so this is going to be first Habsburg game with both Serpent and Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. I'm sticking with Habsburg 5, just like I did last week, so I've got the Habsburg reminder card in there. I gotta worry about migrations, and we'll see how this is going to go. I think there's a little bit of anti-synergy between these two spirits, because Rising Heat wants to have a lot of presence out on the board for its special rule to take effect, whereas Serpent needs to absorb some of those presence that Rising Heat is putting out. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. I think late game they'll pair really well together when I get reduced health and all the damage from Serpent coming out. But early game it's going to be a little bit tricky, and I might end up taking one or two lost condition ravages from Habsburg. We'll see what happens though. So I think I've got everything set up. I'm ready to go ahead and get started. So let me flip my initial explorer. It's going to be sands. So I think that'll be okay. We do have a couple inland sands with towns though. And that's an issue. I don't know that I have the ability to stop that, although I don't really love the fact that I'm going to get double towns being built up in those lands. But yeah, I guess I could stop it with Rising Heat, but it's probably better to save my skip for the Ravage instead. So yeah, that's all set up. It's going to be a little bit tricky to deal with, but I think I'm all ready and good to go. So let's plan this out. So Serpent, I do want to grow, get some presence out. Probably just let land 1 go. I might have to do a defense with Aegis in land 5. It'll stop a last condition Ravage, and it'll stop losing all but Han land 1. So that's okay. So that's going to be for next turn. Using Aegis here just to defend both those lands. I think that'll be okay. So this turn, I probably want to add a presence. I like going from bottom because getting to 2 card plays on turn 2 is pretty important. Let's see, range is 3, so probably want to start spreading around to other boards. 1, 2, 3, I can get over to this jungle here. And that way I'll be able to interact with Rising Heat a little bit easier as well. Okay. And I like gaining a power card on Serpent, so I'm going to gain a power card and 1 energy. Just a minor for right now. And at least in true solo games, I'll usually play the minor that I get initially. But since I can actually give some support over to Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, I might do that. So let's see what I got. So Unquenchable Flames, pretty good. It's got Moon, Fire, and Earth, which are great elements for Serpent, especially if I'm going for this right and 8. Invaders, let's see, it's 1 fear, 1 damage to towns and cities. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of the turn. And if I have 2 fire, which eventually I always will, then it adds a Badlands. So that's pretty good. I do like that card. Spurring with Words of Fire, it's nice support. If you target a spirit other than yourself, they get +1 energy and they can play another card. Flesh Rot Fever, it's okay. Stopping builds is good. Fear, yeah, it's not bad. And Rouse the Trees of Stone and Rouse the Trees and Stones, it's good elements for Serpent, but the targeting restriction of not being able to do Blight is going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of Blight on this board. I'm not going to be able to get around that. So I think of these, I like Unquenchable Flames. Not going to use it right now, but I do have that for future turns. And I'll probably play one of my gifts, so I can pass that over to Rising Heat. But before I do that, I'll figure out what I'm actually doing on Rising Heat. So on Rising Heat, I feel like Growth 2 is kind of a trap, because Growth 3 is just really good. 2 energy, gain a power card, add presence. It's just a very strong option. So I'm going to go with Growth 3. Although, it's not bad, since they did their initial explore in Sands. that I could potentially add 2 presence into Sands. But there are no blight there, so it's going to be very difficult for me to actually kill any of those towns that get added. Yeah. Call on herders for aid's pretty good, but I kind of want to let some blight go through. Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna go with growth 3, so I'll gain 2 energy. And if I do this right, especially with the support from Serpent, I probably can just keep going growth 3 and not have to worry about a reclaim on Rising Heat for a long time. But let's take a minor for right now. Can still see things okay. So my options are dry wood explodes into smoldering splinters. It's got fire, which is fine. Drift down into slumber, defend 4 in sands. That's not bad. I've got devouring ants. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see, damage, extra damage in sands. Okay, and set them on an ever-twisting trail. Okay, so nothing with fire and earth, which is what I was really looking for. Let's see, dry wood explodes into splinters, does do 2 fear, which is not bad. Not a wetland. Okay. There's 1 range from a sacred site for devouring ants, which is not a lot. Eventually might let me do some good things. Maybe kill this city pretty early on, though, if I can get a sacred site in there. Let's see, only add presence at 1 range doing this option. And set them on an ever-twisting trail is pretty good as well. It'll let me isolate a land. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like against Habsburg, I gotta go with set them on an ever-twisting trail. It's just a very good card. As much as I wanted devouring ants, and I think it'd be fun with the spirit. This card, isolate, very strong against Habsburg. Pushing and gathering explorers is good as well. Not gonna let me stop bad things from happening there, but that's okay. On a future turn, I can. Let's see. I got my 2 energy. Let's go ahead and add my presence. From bottom or top? Let's see. Probably bottom. I don't know that I'm going to do 2 card plays this turn, though. I guess I can haul on the herders for aid and just push things around. That's pretty good. So let's plan for that. I'll have 1 energy. So do I want a second card play, though? Don't think I need it. Yeah, I'd rather save what I have. So the question is, well, do I want to push for 3 card plays, or do I want to get the 2 energy on top option, and that'll let me go for majors a lot sooner? Let's do that. Majors are pretty good against Habsburg. So I'm going to go top. Next turn I'll probably unlock 2 card plays. Then I'll go back top so I can get 2 energy per turn. And yeah, that'll give me a lot of energy if I'm just hitting growth 3 constantly to afford majors. I want to start working towards the center of the board here. So let's move into land 4. Okay, I think that's good. So with Serpent, I don't need an extra card play. Could gain an extra fire, though, which wouldn't be bad. So I might just do Gift of Flowing Power. And that'll let me kill an explorer that gets added, as long as it's to wetlands or jungle. So we'll see. Okay. So Gift of Flowing Power is going to be my 1 card play on Serpent Slumbering. And let's go into the fast powers. So first, I have Gift of Flowing Power, that's going to go over to Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. It gets an energy. And I'm going to choose to gain a fire and a water. Actually, let's get some markers so I can keep track of that. So this turn I have... Where are my waters? There we go. An extra fire and water. That'll come in handy with Scorch with Waves of Heat. And then I have Call on the Herders for aid, slow power. So I'm good. So let's flip an event just for timing's sake. And then go over to the invader phase. So the invaders are going to build in sands. So I didn't stop any builds. I'm going to have lots of towns going down. I got 2 double town builds from the inlands. Less than ideal, but nothing I could really do to stop that. And then they're going to migrate. So the migrations here, let's see, board land order, so E first. E, I actually want to stack up in 6 because I'm just going to skip that Ravage anyway. So I think that's okay. So let's gather from 2. That way I can gather over into 6. Then on board F, has to be from there, it has to be from there. So I've got all my towns on the board stacked up in a couple lands right now. Then we go to Explore in Wetlands. So that's okay, that works out just fine. And now we go to slow powers. So first slow power I have here is Scorch with Waves of Heat. I can do 2 damage to explorers only. Let's stop this one. So I'm going to do 2 damage to this guy. Yeah, I think that's fine. Try to deal with the inland a little bit. Then I have Call on the Herders for aid. Where do I want to use that? Let's see, it's 2 range. So I can pretty much hit anywhere, almost anywhere. Can't hit land 1 on board F. That would have been nice. I could stop the Ravage and land 1. I'm not sure that I want to. It's probably okay because I'm gonna have 2 blight there, or 1. Yeah, I'm gonna have 2 escalations on board E anyway. So I'm gonna use it here on land 1. Gather a Dahan. And then for each Dahan then present, I can push up to 1 Explorer, Town, or Dahan. So I'll push these 2 towns into land 2. Just stack up there. It's a good card. Okay. So those are all my slow powers. I don't have anything on Serpent yet. Nope. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to discard cards and go back to growth. Okay, so now, let's reset these. I've got a decent amount of energy coming on Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. I'm going to go growth 3 again, and I could get a major right away. I don't know that it's worth it. Might be better to wait a turn. So this card is quite good. It might be good not to forget that and keep it up. I'll be able to deal with land 3 on board F with set them on an ever-twisting trail. Yeah, I don't think I need to gain a major just yet. I'm going to hold off a turn. Next turn, probably going to be a major play. So let's gain a minor. Alright, I've got Enticing Splendor, Territorial Strife, Tormenting Rotflies, and Gold's Allure. So Enticing Splendor would let me gather Dahan or a town and explorer into a land with no blight. It's not going to be great. Territorial Strife, 3 damage to explorers and towns in a land with city, or add a strife. Again, you can only target lands with cities. There's not going to be a lot of cities against Habsburg, so that's not a great one either. Gold's Allure is pretty good. It's got good elements as well. Gather 1 explorer in town, add a strife, target mountain. It's pretty good. Tormenting Rotflies is not bad. It adds disease and does fear. But I think I'm going to go with Gold's Allure. It's free, fire and earth, and yeah, it'll be good. Alright, and then I pretty much know what I need to play. I'm going to play Sweltering Exhaustion. Oh, I need my 2 energy. And let's do my growth as well. I'm going to go bottom. I want to get a Sacred Site here in land 4. So Sweltering Exhaustion. And if I do set them on an ever-twisting trail, I can deal with land 3 and not have to worry about it. So I think I will. Let's see, so I gained my 2. I don't think I gained the 1 from Presence just yet. So I still have 3 energy. Yep, that's right. Okay. So not going to hit elements for my innate, but that's okay. That's coming soon. Alright, so that is with Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. I could potentially hit some thresholds if I do Gift to the Primordial Deeps, so possibly could do that. Well, first up, I need to get to 2 card plays. That's very important. So let's go with that. I'm probably going to be able to push some towns out, so let's go to land 7. They're doing 9 damage in land 8. Okay. Yeah, so I think I do want some defense out, so I want to go with Absorb Essence and Elemental Aegis. You only have the energy for that. I'm going to need to gain 4 energy, so let's do that. One more. Okay. Alright, and this will kind of set me up pretty well for the future, next couple turns. So let's see what happens with this. So let's go into fast powers. First, I'm going to set them on an ever-twisting trail, targeting land 3. I'm going to push this explorer out, push him into, I guess I'll stack up in land 6. And land 3 is isolated. Then I'm going to use Sweltering Exhaustion here in land 6. So it's 1 fear, and they're going to skip that Ravage action. Then with Serpent slumbering beneath the island, I'm going to go ahead and absorb Essence. So I'm going to absorb, let's do this one. I gain 3 energy. And then Rising Heat gains 1 energy and 1 element. Unfortunately, 1 element's not going to be enough to really hit a threshold. I guess I can do Scorch with Waves of Heat, just the first level. So I'll gain a fire. Alright. Then I'll go ahead and do Elemental Aegis. So I will target land 5. It's defending 3 and target and all adjacent lands. So defend 3 in land 1, land 8. And that should stop the Lost Condition Ravage from Habsburg. Okay. Then the other powers I have are slow, so I'm good for an event. First event is Hardworking Settlers. The latest round of settlers are regrettably diligent, focused, and curious. You may act cautiously in the background, push up to 2 explorers, add 1 town to a land without towns, immediately ravage in the land with the most invaders that ratches a Ravage card. Don't love that. Or I can create... I got this last game too. I can create unnerving distractions at the cost of piquing their interest. Ravage cards skip up to 1 matching land on each board, 1 fear per player, and remove the bottommost stage 2 and stage 3 cards in the invader deck from the game. I think I have to do that one because I don't want cascades happening this early. So let's go ahead and do that. So I will remove some cards, and again, it's going to make this a quick game, win or lose. 2 fear, and I get to skip some ravages. Alright, and Beasts prey on the injured. This turn, Beasts also count as Badlands. On each board, destroy a damaged invader and land with Beasts. Okay. Well, Badlands in land 6 is interesting, actually. Alright, so let's go into the invader phase. They're going to go ahead and ravage, so I'll skip the ravage in land... do I want to? You may skip. I guess I should. Yeah, I'll skip the ravage here in land 8. Let the 1 go through in land 1. It's defended 3, so they will kill one of those Dahan. Add a Blight, and then the remaining Dahan will fight back and kill one of those towns. Lose 1 Dahan, but that's okay. Land 8's being skipped. Board E. Let this one go through. Dahan will fight back and kill that guy. And this one, it's skipped anyway. So, nothing happens. Build in wetlands. Okay. Then we go to migrations. So board E4 first. And we'll migrate from land 6. Land 6. This one's isolated, so no migrations happen in there. And then this one. Migration from land 8. Alright, and then wetlands with escalation. That could be potentially dangerous. It's good for land 3. So. Still isolated, actually, so no explorer into land 3. But do get a couple other explorers. And escalation is on each board with 2 or fewer blight. I'm going to add 2 towns to lands without blight or towns. Escalation happens twice on both boards. Let's go ahead and throw that. Land 1, land 3, I'll keep them on the coasts. Land 2, and land 5. Okay. Then we go to slow powers. So I'm going to use Serpent Rouses in Anger. Yeah. I don't have Serpent Wakes in Power just yet. No. Okay. But I do have Serpent Rouses in Anger. So for each, let's see, I've got the first level. So for each fire and earth that I have, which is 2. 1 damage to towns and cities. I'll do 2 damage to this town. And then for every 2 moon and 2 earth that I have 1 set of those, I can do 2 fear. And push 1 town from that target land. I'm going to push the damaged town into this land with blight. It's no longer durable, so it dies. So that's an extra fear. Then I have Scorch with Waves of Heat, so I can do 2 damage to explorers only. May as well do it here. Hopefully that'll make it a little easier to deal with that land. So kill those 2 explorers. And I think that's it. Yep, I'm good. Alright, so discard cards. And then go back to growth. And I don't love the situation that I'm in right now. Getting the double wetlands can set you up really strong for the future if you're able to deal with them. But if you're not, you'll get some escalations, or some cascades. So hopefully I can avoid those. So reset my growth options. Now both of these spirits are going to be pretty good going for majors this game. So that's really what I want. I do think that I might need to reclaim and do Elemental Aegis again, which is actually okay, because I'll be able to defend both land 4 and land 7 with that. So let's go with a reclaim and move a presence. I'm going to move this presence over yonder. Reclaim cards. And I do want to keep adding presence. I've got enough energy, so I don't have to worry about gaining energy just yet. So I'm going to also add a presence to a land without blight, going from top so I can work my way towards that any element and the reclaim 1, which are going to be really important. So where do I want to put this? I don't have anything that requires a sacred site except unquenchable flames. But I don't know that I'm going to use unquenchable flames just yet. It still might be good to get a sacred site over there, especially if I end up losing a presence. I'll still have one in land 7 that I can do something with. And unquenchable flames has 2 range from a sacred site, so getting a sacred site up is not too bad. Alright, I get 1 energy. I am going to be doing Elemental Aegis, and I don't want to do a just Elemental Aegis reclaim loop this game because that can be a little bit boring. It's not the best against Habsburg anyway, but I think this particular turn it's very strong to do that again. Alright, so Elemental Aegis. I don't have anything with plant, so I can't get to Serpent Wakes in Power yet. So Unquenchable Flames might be pretty good this turn. It's got good elements. Let me set Unquenchable Flames down for now, and that's going to be the play unless Rising Heat needs some support from one of the gifts. So let's go with Growth 3 once again. Gain 2 energy. And I think it's time to gain a major. Got a decent amount of energy. And hopefully I can get something with fire. So I've got Angry Bears. That does have fire. It's not bad. Only 3 energy, 2 fear, 2 damage. If no beasts are present, add 1 beast. Otherwise 2 damage and push up to 1 beast. Okay, it's not bad. I like that. And then the kicker is fear and destroy a town or explore in an adjacent land with a beast. Yeah, that's good. I do like that card. Okay. Pent-Up Calamity is always fantastic, so that might be hard to pass up. It's adding tokens or removing tokens to do damage. Okay. Savage Transformation is not going to be the play. Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship, also not going to be the play. So I'm between Pent-Up Calamity and Angry Bears. Normally, I would do Pent-Up Calamity. I think it's one of the best majors. Probably a little too cheap for what it actually does. But in this case, I think I actually like Angry Bears. It doesn't have Earth, but I think that's fine. And I do have cards that will eventually let me hit the threshold on Angry Bears, which is cool. The Town Destruction and Adjacent Land could end up being pretty good against Habsburg. It's a slow power, but that's probably alright. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. I don't take Angry Bears very often, so I want to. I want to. I want to see what happens with that. And I think I'll forget set them on an ever-twisting trail. Yeah, that should be alright. So, forget that. Take Angry Bears. I get to add a presence, probably from top, because that's going to get me extra energy per turn. To keep cycling majors. Use this fire. Let's see. Although really I've got enough energy, I could just go bottom and work my way towards 3 card plays. I like both options. I think just probably straight bottom is okay. So I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for the 3 card plays sooner rather than later. Add a presence at 1 range. Let's see, I don't think I need a Sacred Site back in land 6 just yet. I can work my way towards the center of the island, somewhere with stuff, because I want to be where things are, because I give them minus health. So let's go to... Yeah, I should be able to kill everything in land 4 that gets built up and stop the ravage there, so that'll be good. So with that in mind, I'll probably go into land 4 on the other board. I think that's okay. Eventually they're going to get into mountains. Maybe working my way towards land 2 here is better. So yeah, let's go there. Okay, so that's that. I get 1 energy. I do want to do Angry Bears. It's going to be good. I could potentially threshold it this turn. If I need to. Let's go Gold's Allure. That's 3. How much damage am I going to be doing in land 4? 2. Allow a beast. Destroy 1 in adjacent land. I'll get the 2 damage from this. No, I won't. So I don't know that I need the threshold for Angry Bears just yet. It's fun, but yeah, I'll get it in future turns instead. Okay, I think I'm all set. So let's go into fast powers. My first fast power here. Oh, actually, I got a text. Let me see what's going on. Nothing important. All right, first fast power here is going to be Elemental Aegis, which I'm using on land 4. So all the adjacent lands are defended 4. 3, actually. No, defend 3 is all I need, so that's good. Then the other powers I have are slow. So let's go into an event. Outpaced. Oof, I've got a lot of slow powers. Okay. Humanity has always been faster than you, but the invader's terrifying speed catches you off guard. Each spirit chooses independently for each of their slow power cards played this turn, which is 3. Slow and steady, discard the power card, gain 1 energy plus the card's printed energy cost, or work to match their pace. Either pay 3 energy or destroy 2 presence and resolve the power card now. Well, I can clear everything out of land 4 right away, which maybe is okay. It stops the double build. It's not great. I guess I don't need Gold's Allure. So I'm going to discard Gold's Allure, gain 1 energy. Then I'm going to pay 3 energy to resolve Angry Bears right now. That's 2 fear. 2 damage, which will be right here. These have -1 health because of my Sacred Site there, so that kills both towns. And then if no beasts are present, add 1 beast. So I get a beast there. Bears are angry. Okay. And then with Serpent, I don't need to resolve Unquenchable Flames right now anymore, so I'll discard it and get some energy back. Actually, I kind of need that moon so I can push stuff out of land 7. I could let it go next turn. Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So yeah, I'll discard this. That's why Outpaced is, I think, getting errated and going away eventually. Yeah, I might let land 7 go. We'll see what happens with that. Okay. So I'll get the extra energy back for Unquenchable Flames. Okay. Lingering Plagues on each board, add 1 disease. Ignore disease during builds. This will be your case. Let's go there and there. And then raids in force. Each spirit chooses a different land where Dahan outnumber towns and cities. Each Dahan there does 1 damage. So that means this is at 2 health. This one's at 2 health. This one I'll just kill that guy and do 1 damage to this town. It's fine. Okay. I did get a fear card as well. Belief takes root. Defend 2 in all lands with presence. Okay. Alright, Ravage. So nothing here. No, that's defended 5 now, so nothing. Empty. This one, they will kill a Dahan. And Blight. And then the remaining Dahan will fight back. And kill that town. That's it. Build in wetlands. I got 2 up here. And then migrate. So they will go ahead and pull. I guess I'll pull out of land 6. So migrate there. Yeah, because I can stop a migration into land 8 with that. So that'll be good. Okay, so pull into land 3. I'll pull the. Let's see, that's got 2 health left, so I won't be able to kill it. Man, outpaced. Just not a great card to get, ever. Okay, yeah, I think pull out of there. 4 is going to pull out of here, and then nothing to gather into land 8. Okay, so Jungle Explorer. And then Escalation, so I think each board just has 2 Blight. I haven't done a great job of managing that just yet, but that's alright. So each of these boards is going to have a double Escalation. So two towns going down. Let's go here and here. Yep, here. And I can only do 1 on board F though, so that's good. It's the only land with no blight or towns, so that's okay. Okay, so that's that. I have no slow powers thanks to Outpaced, so I think I'm good. Can do 1 damage somewhere with the Serpent Rouses in Anger, but it's not going to kill anything. So discard cards and go back to growth. Heal up these towns. Okay, so I've still got this Ravage, which could be a problem. I might have to do another Reclaim for Elemental Aegis because it can defend 3 lands from there. It'll stop a Lost Condition Ravage. It'll stop a Cascade. So yeah, as much as I don't want to get stuck in a Reclaim loop, I am stuck in a Reclaim loop right now. So I can move a presence, Reclaim. I think I'm good with where my presents are for the most part. Yeah, I want to be there. I want to be there because I'm gonna lose one of those presents from the Sacred Site, so that's fine. So yeah, I'm good. I don't need to move a presence. I do still want to keep growing. I don't want to get stuck not doing that as much as I would like a major. I think I can wait a turn for it. So let's get the any element unlocked, and then the Reclaim one's going to be really important. It'll stop me from having to reclaim all to get Elemental Aegis back. I don't think I want to go into one of the jungles. I'll just let them go. I'll probably go into the mountain here. I think that's okay. I get 1 energy. I am going to do Elemental Aegis again. For 1. It's just such a good card. Let's see. And my second card depends on what I decide to do with Rising Heat. So, Rising Heat doesn't have to worry about the Ravage this turn, so it can just focus on the build, which is good. I think I want to put off the reclaim a little bit longer. I don't want to reclaim. I want to keep adding presence. Let's see. So I'll do growth 3 once more. Gain 2 energy. Let's see. I'm going to have 5 energy this turn. I could do another major, but I don't think I want to just yet. I'm going to wait. I like the major that I got. Angry Bears is fun. And I'm going to have 3 card plays this turn, so getting a minor is okay, I think. So let's gain a minor. We've got Renewing Rain. Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness. Haunted by Primal Memories. And Domesticated Animals Go Berserk. So Domesticated Animals Go Berserk is going to pair nicely with Angry Bears, so that might be the play. It's good defense, too. Actually, a decent amount of defense against Habsburg. Haunted by Primal Memories is also not bad, but it doesn't give fire. And the only thing, actually, that gives fire is Domesticated Animals Go Berserk, so I think that's what I want. And that'll let me get the 2nd level of Scorch with Waves of Heat this turn, which I think will be pretty good. Yeah, and that'll let me actually defend somewhere. It's 0 range, so I've got to deal with that. So let's see, I've got 1 range. How much damage are they doing in land 7? They're doing 10 damage. I'm going to have defend 3 from Elemental Aegis, and then I can get defend 5 from Domesticated Animals Go Berserk. So that'll be a defend 8, not enough unless I kill something there. But I am doing Gift of Searing Heat, so I would be able to kill one of those explorers. And I could actually stop land 7 from blighting. I don't know. Maybe I'm going too much into defense against Habsburg, and I should let more blights go through so I don't get the escalations as much. But at this point, I've got enough towns on the board that I'm not going to get the escalations anyway, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'll try to defend it. Alright, I don't need an extra card play over on Rising Heat. Could do another Absorb. Would that let me get another Threshold? No, it would not. So, probably not worth it to do another Absorb. Just because I don't need the extra element on Rising Heat yet. And I don't need an extra Absorb presence just yet over on Serpent. So I think I'll try Unquenchable Flames again. Maybe something will ruin it, but it's a good card. Yeah, I'll have to give it another shot. See if it actually lets me play. So save the gifts for next turn when I'll... Oh, and I need to actually place this presence. It's going into land 7. And I probably should be letting more Blight go through. I don't know if I'm playing this incorrectly, but it's okay. I'm letting my spirits grow, so that's okay. Alright, so that's that. Yeah, fast powers. So let's do Gift of Searing Heat. It's going to go over onto Serpent, and Serpent's going to do 1 damage. Has to pay 1 energy to do 1 damage. It's a little expensive for that, but it'll keep that land from blighting. Elemental Aegis, once again, is going down on land 4, defending land 3, 4, and 7, 3. I'm also going to do a defend 5 over here in land 7, which also does 1 fear. And then my other powers are slow, so that's good. Alright, going to the invader phase. I'm still a healthy island, so promising farmlands. When exploring once per board, add a town instead of an explorer. Beast provoked. On each board, add 1 beast to a land without blight that has a town. More beasts for Angry Bears, which is good. More targets. Let's go here. And Alright, Cane of Defense. During Ravage on every land, defend 1 per Dahan. Okay. Ravage. So this one's doing 9 damage, and it's defended, because I'm not playing Habsburg 6, it is 9 instead of 11. And I'm defending 8 there, so it's fine. This one's defended 3. Dahan will fight back, not kill that, but it is damaged. This one as well, not going to blade that land. Land 8's empty. Build in jungle. So, town. 2 towns. Land 5. I've let a lot of towns be built, which is not ideal. I might be stalling too much. We'll see. And a city here. Migrations happen. Board land order, so land E first. I'll go ahead and take it from... Let's see, I want to leave that there. I guess I'll take it from 5. Here. Take it from there. Here. There. Here. Empty out the mountain. Okay. Some big stacks of towns. I also reveal the Habsburg reminder card, so let's do that. So when revealed, add 1 city to a coastal land without a city on each board. And I've got Coastal Explore coming up, so that's really bad. Let's do it there. And then add 3 towns to the inland lands with the fewest flights. So many towns. Wow. Okay. Here. Here. Okay. Well, this game's looking pretty rough so far. I'm going to need some big majors coming out. And then I get the Coastal Explorer, and once per turn they're exploring with a town instead of an explorer. Let's throw that extra town there. And here, I guess. Oof. Okay. Okay. Well, this could be my first loss in a good while. I'm actually on a good streak, so I wouldn't feel too bad about it, especially because not as familiar with the Rising Heat, and I haven't played Serpent against Habsburg, but I'm still playing it out. All right. So that's that. Yeah, that's looking rough. Okay. Remove these. I do have the Any Element unlocked now, so I can use that. So let's go into slow powers first. So Unquenchable Flames, I want to throw somewhere. But before I do Unquenchable Flames, I'm going to use Stinging Sandstorm. I'm going to gather a presence into the coast. Do 1 fear and 1 damage. I'll just do a damage to the city, I guess. Then I'm going to do Unquenchable Flames, do 1 fear. 1 damage to towns or cities. This had 1 health left thanks to my Sacred Site, so I'll kill that city. For 2 more fear. And add a Badlands there. Then I'll go ahead and use Scorch with Waves of Heat onto this land 3. So each of those towns has 3 health at the moment. I can do 2 damage to explorers only. Let's kill those 2 explorers. And then 2 damage, which will be enough to kill 1 town, thanks to the Badlands. Ooh, okay. Pretty rough. It's still not looking great. And then I do have Serpent Wakes in Power. Let's use the Any Element for a leaf plant. so that I can get the first level of Serpent Wakes in power. I gain 1 energy, and also Rising Heat gains an energy. And then I have Serpent Rouses in Anger. I have the, let's see, how many fire combinations do I have? I have a 2 pair, so I can do 2 damage to something. Let's do, oh man, there's a lot of bad situations here on this board. I'll do 2 damage to one of these towns. Then I have a moon, double moon earth pair, so I can push that out, push it over here, which will die when it's no longer durable. So I get 2 fear from Serpent Rises in Anger and 1 fear from the town. So 3 fear total. Alright, there's a lot of plastic on this board. Let me discard. And then go back to growth. And I no longer need to reclaim loop because I can unlock the reclaim 1 option if I need Elemental Aegis again. I might, because I'll probably need to use it once more on land 4 to defend all of those adjacent jungles. So yeah, let me go with growth 4, unlock that reclaim 1. And where do I want to put this? Let's go ahead and throw it into land 7 here because I want to have a presence there after they ravage. Yeah. I'm going to reclaim, well, let's get, I've got a decent amount of energy, so I am going to gain a power card. I'm going to gain a major. Get an energy for that. Okay, let's see. Pillar of Living Flame. It's not bad. I do have the energy for it, and I might be able to get... Actually, I would be able to get 4 fire this turn, so that's a lot of damage. So that's tempting. Cleansing Flood's kind of the opposite of Pillar of Living Flame. Let's remove Blight. Again, I would be able to get the 4 water next turn to do an extra 10 damage and remove Blight. Yeah, that's good too. Sweep in the Sea. It's not bad. Destroy all. Yeah, that's good too. Pretty good against Habsburg. And then Dream of the Untouched Land. It's probably not going to be the play. Even though the elements are pretty good on Serpent. And I maybe could hit the threshold pretty soon. Yeah, it's... don't think that's what I need. I like Pillar of Living Flame, I think. Just get lots of damage out. Lots of fear as well. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to forget Unquenchable Flames. I'm going to reclaim 1 to get Elemental Aegis back. I get 1 energy for Presence Track. And I'm going to play Elemental Aegis and Pillar of Living Flame. Yeah. Yep. That'll be okay. Let's pay for those. Okay, I can use my any element for a fire, so that's going to get me... I'll wait until the slow phase just in case I have an event that comes up that's more important. But that would let me threshold Pillar of Living Flame. With Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, it's going to go into a reclaim as well. So 1 energy, get all of these nice cards back. Gain a power card. Do I want a major? I don't think that I do. I think I just want another minor, which then I can forget for a major next turn. So let's go minors. I've got Terror Turns to Madness, which does fear and strife. Lure of the Unknown, gather stuff into lands without invaders. There are pretty much no lands without invaders, so that's not going to help. Rain of Blood is good. It's a lot of fear. Blood draws predators. It's probably the play because I'm leaning into beasts, and that's going to pair again nicely with angry bears. So let's do that. Okay. Do I have to worry about the Ravage this turn? Again, I can kind of ignore that with Rising Heat and worry about those coastal lands, which are going to be pretty nasty. So for those coastal lands, let's see. I think Angry Bears, unfortunately I don't really have a lot on the coasts aside from land 3 there. It might be worth it though. I can also hit Threshold for Angry Bears pretty easily. Let's see, I want something with Earth and Fire and Animal. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's try this. I get 1 energy for presence. Swap that out. And let's see what happens. It could be a rough turn, but I think I'll make it work. So first up, fast powers. I'm going to use Elemental Aegis again here. Defend the adjacent lands 3. Then I have Blood Draws Predators. I'm not sure 100% where I want to use that just yet. Probably an E2. Because that's probably going to be the target of my Pillar of Living Flame. Yeah, let's use Blood Draws Predators here in E2. Okay, then I'm good. Event. Still a healthy island. So I've got well-prepared explorers. For the rest of this turn, explorers have +1 health. That should be fine. Beast Prowl. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present and moves to an adjacent land if not. That's good. I'm leaning into beasts. I've got 5, all of which are in lands with invaders, so that's 5 fear. Alright, Coming of Age on each board. Add 1 Dahan to an inland land with Dahan. Okay, that's the only land on this board. And that Ravage is going to kill everything there. Potentially could stop it with one of these 2 fear cards though. So let's high roll on my fear cards and see if I get enough defense from that extra Dahan. Okay, Terror level 1. Each player removes 1 explorer from a coastal land, and pretty much useless. Sure, remove these 2 guys. And then Unrest. Each player adds 1 strife to a town. That's not bad. So let's see. How much defense do I have in land 5? I have 3. So I can save 1 of the Dahan there. It's probably worth it. And let's do it. I can also stop the Blight here in land number 7, but I don't think I'm as worried about that. Yeah. Okay, that's that. Especially I kind of want that Blight to go through because it's going to make it easier to kill those towns. So that's that. Ravages are happening, bad things coming through. So this one's defended 3, it's doing 4 damage. So we'll Blight. This one, it's doing 3 damage. These will lose their stripes. One of these Dahan will die. And the remaining Dahan can fight back to kill a town. That Dahan is technically damaged, but I usually don't bother marking it. This one's defended 3, so no damage. And then fight back and kill that guy. So 4 damage to it, 5 damage actually. And then this one is going to blight. Lose a presence, which is fine. Blighted Island, all things weaken. Ongoing, starting next turn. Invaders and Dahan have -1 health, minimum of 1. The land takes blight on 1 less damage. When you add blight, it destroys all presence and beasts in that land, and 1 presence in an adjacent land. I don't think I've gotten that one too often, but that seems pretty rough. The -1 health's good. Starting next turn, though. It'd be nice if it was this. Yeah. Yeah, it would be very nice if it was this turn, but starting next turn. Okay, build in wetlands, or coastal. Lots going down. And then they're going to migrate to the coast. Board land order. So let's see, land 1 first. That's still needed. Take this marker off. Land 1 first. I'll go ahead and migrate from land 5. Land 2 has nothing to migrate in. Land 3 will migrate. I'll do from here. Here has to come from there. Well, it will anyway. Land 1 from there, and land 2. Okay. And then explore jungles and wetlands. Next turn might be the end of me. I might have some catastrophic cascades, but we'll see how much damage I can do to try and deal with it. I'm gonna get a lot. Alright, slow power's coming out. So let's do Pillar of Living Flame. I'm going to target land 2 here. I'm going to use a fire. So I have 4 fire now and hit the threshold. And I'm going to do 3 fear. 5 damage. That'll kill this city. Do 1 damage to one of these towns. Then I have the threshold, so I do an extra 2 fear. And an extra 5 damage. So that will, this town had 3 health left, so I can kill that. And then do 2 damage to one of these towns. And then I have Blood Draws Predators targeted there, so I add a beast. And then 1 damage per beast to kill that other town. I was hoping to wipe it out completely. Those durable towns, man, they're rough. If I had all things weaken, yeah, could have. Alright, Angry Bears coming out next. That's going to be on land 3. So it's 2 fear. 2 damage, which is enough to kill the town, which has 3 health, and there's a Badlands there. Yeah, so that will kill that town. Then no beasts are present, so I add a beast. Oh, there was a beast present, so never mind. How'd that beast get there? Did I just add it? I don't think I did. Okay. So I do 2 damage and push up to 1 beast. Let's push that guy over here. And then I have the threshold, so it's 1 fear. And destroy 1 town or explorer in an adjacent land with a beast. So let's destroy 1, so I kind of have to do it in the blighted land, which will be here. That's another fear. Okay, that was Angry Bears. I also have Scorched with Waves of Heat at the 2nd level. So I can do 2 damage to explorers only, and then 2 damage to other things. Let's see where I can use that effectively. Let's wait on that. I'll do Serpent Slumbering stuff first. So Serpent rouses in anger. I only have 1 damage from that, so man, can't kill those towns. Wow. Okay. Actually, I don't have a Moon Earth pair either. That's the danger with going all in on fire. Don't get everything else. So I can do 1 damage somewhere. Alright, so I think I'll Scorch with Waves of Heat into land 7 from 4. Kill both of those guys. Kill one of these towns. And then the 1 damage from Serpent Rouses and Anger doesn't do anything, so can't do that. And then I have Gold's Allure as well. Where does it make most sense to do that? I might have to skip one of those Ravages on board F. Let's make it so I don't have to worry about land 2 here, at least as much. I'm gonna gather those 2 and add a Strife, actually. Leave that. Add a Strife. Okay. Could end up being my last turn here. This is going to be pretty bad if I don't stop a couple of these cascades, but I'm going to play it out. So discard cards, and then go back to growth. So I do want to get a major. I know that for sure with the Rising Heat. Let's get my 2 main energy. Transform to a Murderous Darkness. It's not a great card, really, especially because I don't have that much presence on the board. Storm Swath is always fun. Could be good now that All Things Weaken has come out as well. 1 damage to each invader is a lot stronger. Against Habsburg, it's tricky, but yeah, it's not bad. I could potentially threshold that as well with the extra elements from Serpent. So that's tempting. Volcanic Eruption. I'm not going to have the energy for that. It is a good card, but I can't quite do it. And Manifest Incarnation is great, but yeah, it's too slow, I think, coming out. I mean, yeah, I don't have a good place to target it. So I'm going to go with Storm Swath. So Storm Swath, 2 fear in both origin and target land, 1 damage to each invader. And then if I have the threshold, then it's 1 fear. This power has +1 range, and in a land adjacent to both the origin and target, 1 damage to each invader. In lands where I did damage, destroy 1 town. So that is good. And I should be able to threshold it. Now I won't be able to make it fast. It's going to be something that comes out in the slow phase. But yeah, that's a good card. I'll just forget Blooddraws Predators, just in case I get another chance to use Angry Bears. Get 1 energy. I want to try to play a Thresholded Storm Swath, so let's go with that. In order to hit the threshold, I need to play 2 other cards with air. So let's go Stinging Sandstorm and Sweltering Exhaustion. I think I have the energy for that. Maybe? No, not quite. Okay. But I do want Sweltering Exhaustion, so let's go with Gift of Searing Heat instead. Not gonna have Earth, but that's okay. Actually, well, I get to add a presence too, so I can unlock that 2 energy from the top track, and that will let me play Stinging Sandstorm instead. I think that's gonna be better. Now, where do I want to place this presence? That's the question of the day. Let's go. That's gonna just be a monster cascade coming in, potentially. So I think I have to stop the Ravage in land 2 on board F, which will be fine. I think that'll be okay. Okay. So with that in mind, let's go here. Okay, and I'll see what happens. With Serpent, let's see, Gift of Flowing Power is going to be good. Unfortunately, I don't have more than 2 card plays yet. So maybe just an Absorb Essence. Instead. Let's see, how many presents do I have? I think 5 presents, so yeah, I'm good. The danger really is that I'm going to have some lost condition Ravages come out, and I want to limit those as much as I can. Don't have a lot of energy right now. Let's gain a minor first and see what I get. So I've got Gift of Living Energy. Alright, that's fine. Teeming Rivers, Here There Be Monsters, and Elusive Ambushes. None of which are fantastic. Let's see, how much damage are they doing here? 6, 10. So if I did Elusive Ambushes there, I could at least stop the Lost Condition Ravage. That might be worth it. So let's go with Elusive Ambushes. I'll take Elemental Aegis back, but I'm not going to play it this turn. And I'll do Gift of Flowing Power. Yeah. Get 1 energy. Okay. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Alright, this could be a pretty bad turn, but I'm going to play it out. So first, Sweltering Exhaustion. That's going out onto land F2. So they're going to skip 1 Ravager build action, which will be very, very good. Then I've got Elusive Ambushes. That's going to go into land 1 here, so that's defended 4. I'm going to use Gift of Flowing Power, so target spirit gets 1 energy. That's going over to Rising Heat, and it'll get a fire and a water. And that's it for fast powers. So let's see what this event does. I'm going to power Fates for a Blighted Island, so each spirit chooses independently to destroy 2 of their presence, forget 2 of their powers, or take 1 blight from the blight card and remove it from the game. How much blight is going to get added this turn? 3, 4, 5. So I can't do a lot from the blight card. That would be bad. So instead, let's see, I think Rising Heat can afford to forget some powers. I'll just forget from discard. So I'll forget Angry Bears and Cold's Allure. And then Serpent. Don't really want to destroy 2 of my presents, but I think I might need to. Let's forget Pillar of Living Flame and Gift to the Primordial Deeps. Okay, so that's that. Power Fates, so Sand Fever Outbreak. On each board, add 1 disease to the sands or mountains with the most towns and cities. And then Offerings of Pattern and Dance. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among its lands gains 1 energy. I don't know. I guess I get 1 energy on Rising Heat, and that's it. Alright, 2 Fear cards. Terror level 2 now. So I've got Quarantine. And Explore does not affect coastal lands, and lands with disease are not a source of invaders when exploring. Leave that right here so I remember. And then Isolation. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. There aren't a lot of those. I guess I'll remove that guy there. And this one. Just stop a couple builds. Ravage Coastal. So they will Ravage up in land F1 and Cascade over into land 6. That is a Lost Condition Ravage. That's my first one. I'll do a counter on my Habsburg card. Land F2 is skipping. Land F3 is going to do another Lost Condition Ravage. So that's my second one. And then land E1 here. They're doing 6 damage, which is not a lost condition, but they will still blight. And that happens. So I live to tell another day. Another story. Another thing. Alright, build in jungles and wetlands. So I got another city over here. I got 2 towns there. 2 towns here. City here. This board's actually looking a lot cleaner, so that one's good. Actually, no builds, so that's cool. And then migrations. So board E first. E3 is first up. It'll gather this strife town, so that's fine. E4 has nothing to gather. E7 does, and E8 does not. So that's actually not too bad. Then board F, which is my nightmare. Board F, let's see, land 1. Our land 1's not in it, but land 2 will migrate from land 1. That's fine. Land 5. And nothing to migrate there. Explore in sands and wetlands. Okay. need this storm swap that I hit to be the best storm swap ever, I think. Let's see there. I do have quarantine. Explore does not affect coastal lands, so let's take some of those back. Okay. So, I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage this turn. That is the good thing. Not sure that it's going to be enough, but let's try it. Alright, let's do this. So I'm going to use Stinging Sandstorm, gather a presence into here. 1 fear. No damage there, but that's alright. That's just set up for a Storm Swath. So Storm Swath is going to go into F2, 2 fear. Then in both origin and target land, 1 damage to each invader. And thanks to All Things Weaken, invaders have -1 health. So that's going to take all of these cities down to 1 health and destroy all 4 towns. For 4 fear. Then I have the Threshold. I have 2 fire, 3 air, and 2 water, thanks to Serpent. So I do an additional 1 fear. Power's range is increased by 1, but that didn't matter. And then in a land adjacent to both the origin and target, 1 damage to each invader. That's going to go on land 5 here. So that kills everything in that land. For an additional 5 fear. And then in each land where I did damage, destroy 1 town. All the towns got destroyed anyway, so that didn't matter. Then I do have Scorch with Waves of Heat. I can do 2 damage, so I can kill 2 of these cities. Because they only have 1 health for 4 more fear. Just couldn't get that 1 extra damage there. Alright. Well, that was a lot of damage from Storm Swath. I think I destroyed about 10 towns and 2 cities from that. Not going to be enough, most likely, but we'll see what happens. So, discard cards and go back to growth. Now, if I can get 3 more fear, I'll have 3 Terra level 2 fear cards, which is not bad. Did I not take a... I didn't take a second growth option with Serpent last turn. That's silly. I would have gone for the added presence. And there would have been a very limited number of places I can add that, but I think it would have been there. So that's retconning for last turn to do my second growth option. Didn't really change anything. And I guess I didn't... And I guess I do have Serpent Wakes in power, so I can gain 1 energy and also give 1 energy over to Rising Heat using my any for a plant. So that's not too bad. That it's probably not going to save me, but it at least gives me something else to work with. So what's going to happen? So we're going to have an Awful Ravage here, Awful Ravage there. That's really what's going to be the killer. Jungles, I mean, I could potentially defend the jungles, so that's alright. So I think I need to reclaim on Rising Heat, so I can try to skip some Ravages. I'm in Triage, Survival mode. I can't give up another Lost Condition Ravage. I have 1 left to give, so that's an issue. So many towns over there, and they all have 3 health, which is an issue. Okay, there's gonna be even more. Okay, I'll figure something out to do there. Maybe I'll have something that will let me move around Blight. I could move something into lane 7 and then deal with it. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. So let's see, these get discarded. I'm going to reclaim cards. Gain 1 energy. I don't have a ton of energy. I'll have 6 this turn. I can probably shoot for a major. Let's see what I get. Alright. So I got Vigor of the Breaking Dawn. Great card. Trees and Stones Speak of War. Focused Lang's Anguish. That's kind of what I need. And Unleash a Torrent of the Self-Sown Essence. Okay. Intriguing. Do I have... I do actually have a way to hit Threshold on Focused Lang's Anguish. Okay. Well, that might let me clear out land 7 for sure. And I do have enough energy for that. Interesting. Okay. Of course, I'm going to be giving up Ravages in both those lands, which is not great. Vigor, unfortunately, I don't really have the Dahan in good places, and there aren't that many Dahan left on the board, so Vigor and Trees of Stones are not great. I'm going to go Focused Lang's Anguish and hope that I can use it. I'll just forget Storm Swath. I get 2 energy. Alright, so I have a Thresholded Focused Land's Anguish. I could maybe get away with Sweltering. No, I don't have the energy for Sweltering Exhaustion, so I can't skip using that. Okay, so that's that. Actually, I only have 1 Blight to gather into that land. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, make it work. A lot of fear, potentially. Okay. If I can get a way to make that fast, that would be good. So if I could get... I mean, there's some miner that does it. Good, shoot for that. Go for that card. There's a major that does it too. Let's see, what do I want to do with Serpent? Probably gain a power card. Oh, and do I want to do a major or minor? I think I'll go for a major. I'm in survival mode right now because if both of those wetlands ravage, then I lose. And every card that I got is slow, so that's why you can't rely on drawing majors to triage things that are happening this turn. Gotten Sea Monsters, Vanish Softly Away, Forgotten by All. The Wounded Wild turns on its assailants, and Smothering Infestation. Man, everything's slow. That's crazy. Okay, well. Let's go Sea Monsters. And hope that I survive this turn. I'm just going to forget Elusive Ambushes from discard. I'm going to add a presence. And play Elemental Aegis and Absorb Essence. Okay, and this is most likely going to be my last turn here, but I'll play it out anyway and see what happens. So first up, I've got Absorb Essence. I'm going to gain 3 energy. Move this Presence onto the Slumber track here. I gain 1 element of any type and 1 energy. Let's gain... Do I need an Earth? No. I need a Fire, so I'll gain a Fire. Then Elemental Aegis is going down into land 4 here. It's defending all of the adjacent lands 4. And maybe that'll be enough. Alright. Event. I'm in Bureaucrats Adjust Funding, so on each board with 9 or more towns and cities, which is board F, build cards skip the highest numbered matching land, and on each board with 3 or fewer, they do an extra build. So they will skip 1 build on land on board F. Terrifying Beasts, 2 fear per board with 2 or more beasts. That's going to be both. So that gets me another fear card. That's very helpful. And then Coordinated Defense. When Raiders Ravage, if the land has both Dahan and Presence, defend 5. Let's leave this under the belt. Okay, fear card, save me. I've got Retreat. Each player may push up to 3 towns or city, or explorers or towns from an inland land. Don't mind if I do. I push all those guys into the mountain. And I'll push 3 more into the mountain. Alright, that's pretty good. Then I've got Telltales of Savagery. Each player removes 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with Dahan. Sure. Actually, not a lot on the board. And then avoid the Dahan. Invaders do not build in lands where Dahan outnumber towns or cities. Okay, not helpful. So let's go to the Ravage. See how much damage they're doing there. So they're doing 8 damage in land 3 on board F. So that is going to be a lost condition Ravage, my 3rd lost condition Ravage. So that loses me this game against the Habsburg monarchy. So unfortunate, because I had everything else cleared out, pretty much. I guess there would have been a Ravage here. So it would have been a Cascade as well. Let's do that, and that's the game. So that's a loss from the lost condition. Actually, it would have been a loss from the from Blight as well. So my first loss in a while, especially here on this channel. Don't post a lot of losses, so if you've been wondering whether I actually lose games, I do. I promise. I do lose games every once in a while.